Win the race, gotta take your time. That came a long, long way behind. Graduate, but they hate your shine. Business who can gon' pay the fine. Swear to God, I ain't taking mine. No Lord, can you make a sign? Your perspective's my perspective, so respect my state of mind. All of my brothers be crazy.
Hey, perspective with kings,
with kings,
and the queen.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me get some.
So, we playing to win?
Playing to win, always
Playing to
win.
win. All right.
Always.
All right. What we talking about tonight, y'all? We talking about a little bit of polygamy, what it means, what it is, what it look like. And we gonna house that in the context of we gonna go polygamy versus traditional relationships, or we just want to educate the people tonight on what it is.
I mean, I think me personally, I just want to get my perspective on it. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a right or a wrong way. I mean, whatever your way is as a man, that's your way. Whatever your way is as a family, that's your way. You know what I mean? I don't think it, just like love ain't just a certain way. A lot of people put it in a box, but that don't necessarily mean that's what it is. Everybody show love differently. Mm-hmm. So I think that's more so what it is. It all depends on what works for you. Obviously, in a relationship, a monogamous relationship is nothing more beautiful than that, than one person and y'all actually harnessing it and putting it together, and it makes sense. No distractions, no interruptions, no nothing. Not even family, because family want to try to get into it too, and you got to block them out too.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to don't worry about family, your mama, your daddy, nobody. It's just us, baby. It can look like that too. I'm not opposed to any of it. What works for you?
But what is polygamy?
Is that a man that has multiple wives?
Well, that is polygamy, but it is the wives part. And so I think, and definitely in the U.S., that's illegal and against human rights. But more so, I think where you're coming from is like polyamorous. Like
polyamory is a man that is in multiple relationships, not necessarily married. That's polyamory.
Yeah. So
is
that where you're talking?
Amory, when you talk about poly, it's more than one, and when you talk about amory,
the love,
that means the ruler.
No.
Look it up, Tommy.
Well, with the new terminology,
amory means, when you define it, is the ruler of.
So
that's definition.
The term that they use as far as like polyamorous is now used to describe like you say poly, multiple, amorous, like love. And so it's like for a man, when they do the polygyny, like a man can be in multiple relationships with different women. And then for the women, it's polyandrias. And so that's like one woman with different men. Yeah, and so when it's the polyamorous, it's you date whoever, I date whoever, we bring that all together. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like when we're saying the poly, we agree that we're talking about poly, but are we talking about one man or one woman having multiple wives or husbands? And if so, then we can't do that. We can't legally do that. So then does it go to just being in multiple committed relationships?
Well, so my thing, so here's my perspective on that, right? Mm-hmm. You can always go down and change your last name if it mean that much to you. You know, if my last name mean that much to a woman, baby, you can go on down there and change your name. It ain't gonna cost us nothing. I got you, right? But you can be in relationships because I have been in polygamous relationships for quite some time. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, like, if that's your wife, if you live with her, that's why nobody can really be like, oh, well, you're single because I've been married for so long. No, not necessarily, because if we done been together 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and even if we have children together, regardless of what that looks like, we're married. That's my wife. Mm. Because I'm gonna treat you wife-like. We live together, we sleep together, we pray together, we have children together.
Common law.
You saying but let me throw this in here too while we setting the table. Mm-hmm. So we know that the statistics say that close to, if not over 50% of marriages, legal marriages, end in divorce.
Correct.
So how do we get here where we got that statistic where it's kind of, it's saying something. I don't know what it's saying, but it's saying 50%. We know that the fact is 50% end in divorce. Mm-hmm. So how do we wrap our mind around that statistic? Like Tommy was saying, the law say one man, one woman. If you're following religion, it says one man, one woman. So how do we get to this point where there's even a such thing as polygamy?
Again, and where we are, polygamy should not exist.
In America, because this ain't our land.
It should not exist.
It ain't our land.
Because
Never been.
It's illegal and it's against our U.S. or our human rights. So if you are in the committed relationships with multiple people, then that is polygynous or polyandrous. And so for me, I think that a lot of it is lack of accountability. Mm. And
what you mean by that?
Well,
like
what I mean by that
what you mean by that, for example?
It's easy because when you ask somebody about multiple relationships, it's kind of like when we talk about the money thing.
Okay.
You're going to hear something about the sex, or, you know, it's going to be like where there's a deficit somewhere. And so if I don't have to be accountable in doing the work to make this thing work, if I can just up and go, that's always going to be the easier route. That's even with children. If you have children that you do not hold to a standard, you know, that you don't make them accountable for their actions, they're going to, of course, say they have the best childhood ever. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And so it is. And I don't know, you know, the number or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that if you were to do a census of people that are in poly relationships, they're going to say that they're happier. So
what, let's stay on topic. What poly mean to you?
So my thing is, we got to get to the root of all of this, right?
Right.
So when you think about the history behind it, just going back to, you know, our ways, because these were our ways, you know, aside from what the, you know, the law of the land say, these were always our ways.
Always.
Yeah, what I mean.
So like, all right, so
going
going back to our culture, you see what I'm saying? Our culture. So back in those days,
the civilization. When you say culture,
no, I'm saying it's for our black people.
Okay.
So it was a situation where there was a surplus of women, right, to so many men, and it was more so about bringing opportunity for those women to have, you know what I'm saying, to have, you know, opportunity to have husbands, you know. So that's what it was mainly.
To have us, like have a man?
Right.
Okay.
Right. So when you look at it in that sense, that's really what it was all about.
So how far are you going back? Because even today, I think the numbers is there's more women than men.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. So we talking about even way back, even in ancient times.
Okay.
So when you fast forward to today's landscape, to your point, right? And when you really think about it, a lot of us really are in poly relationships already. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
We really
side pieces.
We really are, in, you know what I'm saying, in poly relationships already. And I'll paint the picture. Okay, so when you look at it in this sense, and I've known somebody that's done this personally. You have a woman that she'll tell her husband, okay, look, if you step out, then I'm leaving you, right?
Mm-hmm. And it'll take everything too.
And you see what I'm saying?
And you better be a good boy.
But then,
step out, I'm leaving.
But then turn around, right? And then a few years later, then not married, but start dating a married man. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm. That's poly. Then let's flip it for a second.
Is that a problem with that woman?
I'll even use Tommy, what you call it.
Mike, though, is that a problem with that woman? Because you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you're describing the situation. I'm trying to make the connection for myself and the audience. Mm-hmm. Is that a problem with that woman? Is that a, you know what I'm saying? What we calling out in that woman? Like, what we really saying about it? Or what we saying about the situation?
I think she really contradicting herself.
Okay, so you on the personal side of contradiction, okay. Mm-hmm. But is that really poly? because she, you know what I'm saying, she decided that she was going to date a married man?
Well, she's consenting to it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So she understands that, you know, he got a, you know, a wife, right? And she's the second in line. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So going back to what I was saying about what Tommy was saying like a week ago, our last you had made the instance of, you know, if he's out for 5 days, you know, and then he come back, you know, with, you know, her Hermes bag,
Right.
you know.
Consent,
Then-
you was like, that was the topic on, like, she was saying, you know,
Your
asked
morals
the
can be
question.
bought.
Yeah, basically.
Respect
yeah,
and morals can be
Submission.
bought.
Can be
Right.
bought.
Submission
You
be
see,
bought.
can be bought.
Yeah,
so
everything got a
you
price.
come back with, you know, her Hermes bag and gifts and stuff like that, then it's okay. But all the while, you know what that man doing. So you consent to, you know what I'm saying, that type of
The
structure.
contradiction you talking about.
Right.
You see, man.
But can you see even in that's still not, and I mean, I'm here to push healthy relationships. That's still not healthy.
But I am too, sis.
That's still not healthy in that you are selling your self-respect. You're selling your esteem. If we've had several conversations and you made the comment, women can F a man up.
Right.
And y'all stood on that. If that is true in your heart, if it's true that women can F a man up, if it's true that women are emotional beings, if it's true that women are not accountable, if it's true, all of this other not positive, not necessarily negative, not positive
Lack of
stuff is
understanding.
true.
Lack of understanding.
If there's a lack of understanding there, then what is the benefit of a poly relationship?
I think
It's more
everybody want to know that too.
about nation.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm coming from the perspective of.
And then
us
before you do
being-
that,
Go ahead.
before we do that, I also want you, Tommy, to talk about, you was like, you believe that poly relationships, people are more happy.
You know, I said I truly do, or whatever. To me, the basis of it, and this is a Tommyism, the basis of it to me is lack of accountability and lust. Because you said it.
I agree with that.
Men want to be
Lust-
free.
Yeah, well, so
But
let's get into it.
Men
then.
want to be free.
But-
And so if you have this, you're free. And so if there is no accountability, if you have freedom, you know, and autonomy to live your life, you don't have to worry about sneaking, and you don't have to worry about this. Of course you're going to say that you're happy. Are you mentally healthy though? You know, on the
I don't
surface.
even know it's out here for somebody that's really engaged in that. I don't
Right.
even know if they
I
really.
live like
I don't
that.
even know if they really all the way.
I really live like that. I got experience in that.
But are you all the way happy? I know King might want to talk, so you know what I'm saying. Like
He's
I don't
gonna
even-
be
I
that's
don't
what I'm
even-
saying,
but
the
I
happiness
don't know.
there.
I don't know, Tommy.
Well-
If we start digging into this shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
If we really dig,
Yeah.
if we really start digging,
Let's dig.
is he really happy?
I got my
I don't know.
You happy?
Hold on. Let Mike.
Okay, let's go to Mike
Get off, and
first.
then we
So-
got to hear from Walt.
We're going to hear from the professor.
Yeah, we said a lot of things just then. So I agree with you, sis, when in regards to lust, because it starts with us versus men, right? It's, you know, if you're doing it from a lust standpoint, you're gonna lose from the get-go, because it's about legacy, building legacy at the end of the day. So I'm thinking, I'm coming from a perspective of us rebuilding our nation,
Right.
Because when you look at it like this, right, and think about it like this, is in our community, right, in the black community, there's, again, so many women to so many men. If every woman had a man, where does that leave the rest of the women?
But what if, as a
Go
woman,
ahead,
I don't want a man?
You want to say something?
Yeah.
Hold on now. We need to get. We
I want to answer a
What?
question.
All right.
Yeah, it's there.
What happened is, you gonna mess with somebody else, husband, or they gonna mess with each other.
Right. That's what's going on now.
But my
Going
standpoint
on
is
now.
this: the economics of
The
it.
husband's getting all they. I be having me and husband's going at it.
What you say?
Husband
What you say?
getting
Oh
more
no!
Husband getting more TT than a little bit.
Y'all going at it?
I'd be like, hold up, cuz I ain't got no wife now. You ease on up now. Let me handle this for them. This mine here. All right, man. Yeah, we be having real talks. Yeah. You know? Because at the end of the day, you know, and that's just like the last conversation that we had, you know, about, you know, getting on your ass. Because a lot of women don't really have husbands. They've been in relationships that ain't been good. The man ain't been showing them nothing, ain't been teaching nothing, just been using and abusing them. You know? So they got all right to feel the way that they feel.
But what that got to do with getting on your ass, though?
Well, sometimes, you know, they don't be knowing. You know what I mean? And then a woman appreciates you and say, you know what? If a woman is really accountable, she gonna say, you know what? I appreciate you for that. You know, I had a woman that told me before.
So getting on your ass is about...
Getting on your ass is just
about...
Just say
guidance.
It's guidance, yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah, let's change that language.
Yeah.
Because as a woman, that to me, it's just violence.
Yeah,
like
well, no,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's cool for you, but as a man,
I mean, I know.
Yeah,
but we gotta mix.
Yeah, but I say as the man, that's why I say whatever the program is, because the man gonna, like Ham say, the man gonna provide the structure. The man gonna provide all that. We builders. That's what we do. We put the house on the home, and you know the woman make it a home. Now, if you ain't making this a home, and I keep coming home, and I say, well, hey, you know, I'm trying to tell you how I feel, and I'm trying to be vulnerable. Which when I feel vulnerable, I feel weak. I'll be honest with you.
That's what vulnerability is.
I'm just telling you. When I feel vulnerable, I feel weak, and it makes me angry. it makes me angry if it makes me angry if
go ahead.
she's not understanding where I'm coming from.
Okay.
That's the thing. So it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna be like, well, I'm just trying to tell you how I feel, baby. Don't cut me off now, because it triggers me, right?
Okay.
And then they get to a point where I'm coming home again. I done had a good day. Hey, baby. You know, I'm trying to tell about my day. She cut me off again. I'm like, now hold up now. I done had a good day up to this point. All right. So now I'm like, babe, I thought the other day I told you don't do that. I don't like that when you do that.
Yeah.
You know, so well now it's and then she, you know, make light of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's nothing. And then the next day I come in, there's really a problem. I'm gonna say, didn't I tell your ass not to cuss me out? Didn't I tell you not to talk? You know what I'm saying? Overspeak when I talk. You wild.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? But I don't mean it like that. But I'm just.
But it started from a place.
Stop cutting me off.
Right.
Why in the hell is you keep cutting me off? It's gonna get to that point because it's my house. I'm gonna get your ass up out of here and get somebody else in here if need be. It ain't gonna be none of all that extra stuff.
5 of them though, Paul. You want 5?
The only women I want is the women that I need.
You want that 5 times though.
What?
All that energy you just talked about.
No, not necessarily. But I need my peace.
Speak on that.
The man needs peace. If you're not bringing this man peace, you can be a good woman and be mean and having the best intentions in the world, but you still not you still not being peaceful.
But we just said, Tommy just listed how many, like 5 things you said, Tom. You said if she ain't,
she can F a man up, if she ain't accountable, if she emotionally unstable, she's cutting you off, you know, she's bad. You're gonna risk that 5 times with
as
these
men,
different women.
As men, that's what we do.
See that, but even if you hear, if you use the heart ear, because that to me translates as hurt. Somewhere in the marinade, there is hurt.
Right.
And so you're going to find, again, I truly believe if we were to go and do like a sample, men, and heck, even women that are in poly relationships, they're going to talk about how they're so happy. You know what the first couple of things they're going to say? I ain't got to worry about him cheating. I ain't got to worry about this. That's going to be the thing because that's that hurt talking.
Okay, so look, let me explain this.
That's a good point.
Now, that's a really good perspective.
Yeah,
really good perspective. So the thing is this. A lot of people, it depends on what you in it for, right? So when you talk about building legacy.
Let's talk about that.
See, cut me off. That's what I be talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. It went right there. You see
I want to hear it though.
See that part?
Can you tell me that?
Can I interject another? I just said it. Now I'm malfunctioning. You see?
Can I interject?
Yes,
can you
go ahead,
please explain that legacy part?
Okay, so what I'm saying is this here. When you talk about a man as the last name, that's all we got in our balls. That's it.
Okay.
Right? So if I decide to marry you, because in my mind I feel like women do have the power of sex, you know, they got control of sex and they got control of having children.
Oh, wow.
That's how I see it. Now that's my perspective. I ain't saying I'm right or wrong, right? It's an understanding. So at the end of the day, you know, as a man, I feel like we have the control of relationship and marriage. If I decide to marry you, it's on me. And you get my last name. I don't get your last name.
Okay.
That stands for something. The kids get my last name because they're what y'all belong to. What does that mean? So when you know a man hurt, help that man heal.
Right.
And be able to stand in that space and be able to fill that void and say, I know he's going through something. I know what he need. You know, he need a certain type of nurturing, a certain type of care, you know, in these things, right? Then you got women who see that and use and abuse that as power or leverage.
I
Right?
agree. I
So
definitely
you got to
agree.
be very particular about who you bring in, right? So, like my first wife, we ain't technically married. I never signed nan contract. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm more of a jump the broom type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to jump the broom. Now, how we go from that to this? And we got all these problems. You Mrs. such and such versus Mrs. We versus now? And we got to spend all this money. Don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? If you really love me, I shouldn't have to just marry you. You're going to be the first one up out of here, and I'm going to get your ticket. I'm going to get the ticket up out of here.
But you say verses, right?
Yeah.
All right. So verses, you say that's the what we're gonna call it, the legal
terminology.
Right. So the verses. But to your point, it sounds like you got some verses going on along the way.
What you mean?
Because you sound like you vetting some people out of either getting into or once they there, you saying you got to go still. Right, so where I'm going with this, I don't really see no difference. I really don't see no difference in you know what you saying and what happened in regular one-on-one relationships. They just sound like it's 5 times to me.
Right.
5 times a headache.
Right. Right. Okay.
And then I heard hurt too, Hall.
Yeah. No.
I heard hurt.
But no, I see what you're saying. So my thing is this. You know, if one woman is a certain type of way and she bring all of this good thing, because that's why I say only way a man can get to heaven is through the woman, right? Because the thing is this, that woman is gonna care for you, she's gonna nurture you. That's just like my booty. I love her down. You know what I mean? Ain't can't nobody, that's my baby. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna build with her, whatever she need. I don't even care if she get another relationship or none of that. It's not my business. What we got going on is what we got going on. You're gonna always have a house to come to with me. Whatever y'all got going on, just don't bring him around here. It's ours.
Why?
Because this is our men are territorial. Very territorial. It ain't about being jealous, but it's about being territorial, because if I'm building with you and then we get 20 years up the road and it's like, now we hate each other, now we gotta split everything and all of this type of stuff. That's my
So we talking about territory out of sight, out of mind, because if you know that she got somebody else, that's and you don't want it around you, that just means you don't see it. Right? So you saying, hey, it's out of sight, out of mind, I ain't territorial, but if I see it, I'm territorial?
Exactly, because that's respect. And men built on respect. And I'm more so about loyalty. I want to be loved, then I appreciate you with loyalty.
All right.
You know.
All right.
So
well,
let
we
me-
got to hear. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to.
Yeah. I want to hear. We need to hear
Go
from the
ahead.
professor. Make
I'll
some
come
sense
after
out of
you.
this shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
I want to talk from a world of, when we say we over here and it's illegal, you know, this country here is nothing more but about business. Everything
Corporation.
business, corporation.
Yes, sir.
And money. So as soon as you can find a way for that to be lucrative, then they be like, okay, we might can do this, just like marijuana. You know what I mean? Now it's like a regular prescription that you can get, like Oxycontin or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. What I want to know is, what kind of problem do women have? If it was going to be if it was a society that it was legal, what was the real problem that women see with it?
Okay. Good question. That's a good question.
Again, I don't speak for the trees. I'm going to say this. It goes right back to those two things that I said, lust and accountability.
What's the problem with it, though?
I just said it, lust and accountability. And then, so...
Hey, can I just say, you might want to say, can I interject?
Oh, excuse me.
No,
You know what,
but-
bro? Babe, thank you, bro.
That doesn't, but see, here's the
We hold
thing.
each other accountable. You're right, bro. Thank you, bro.
I'm a
Excuse me,
conversationalist,
Right.
and so that doesn't bother
Right.
me. You know what I'm saying? I understand that he may have a history to where that bothers him. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Because I do this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so to go back to it, he mentioned a young lady. Again, healthy relationships. If this person has the opportunity to be in a thriving, healthy relationship with man F, why would you still want to be over here? You know, it's like, hey, if anything happened, that to me is already signing the divorce papers before you even get married. I feel that if somebody has the opportunity, allow that person to have the opportunity. Now, perchance, and people always say, if he cheat on you, if she cheat on you, it ain't always about cheating. If he died, let's say she goes and marries man F and he dies, then yeah, okay, I heard your husband died. You know, I'm here for you if you need me.
Yeah.
But don't be like, you know, as my husband say, that so-and-so in the cut, like, yeah, when he was mess up, I'm here for you. I'm here. No, she don't need that from you. You know, to me, that is already putting something sour in the marinade. If a person has the opportunity to build and start a fresh relationship, allow that person the chance to do that. That's not just for a woman, that's for a man. For me, I think the issue that women have with it, and there are some women, that's why they have the term, the polyandrous. That's a woman and several men.
That's like one out of a million.
But you see, but it happens. There's a whole TV show, there's a whole study and all of that on there. And it's not just, you know, and I don't want us to just be for, you know, our own color. It's women, black, white, different. I mean, they out there and they have men who are okay with that. Okay, that's fine. The women that I'm talking about is, number one, the first thing I think of is that healthy relationship and meeting the need. If I'm coming home, like you say, you come home, you having a bad day. If you having a bad day and I'm in the room with Charles, you don't need my body necessarily. You need my energy. You need me to come and speak that peace to you. Well, I can't do that because I'm over here with Charles.
Right.
And so the reverse of that is also true.
Jump in.
So, is it possible to have a healthy relationship with two women in the household?
I honestly cannot answer that. I just don't feel that there is, let me say it this way. For the romantic part of it, I don't think so. And again, that's a Tommyism. I don't speak for the trees.
think?
I don't think so.
And then while you're doing that, define what healthy is.
Me or the professor?
That's to the professor.
Okay.
Because you asked
healthy.
her.
Okay, healthy.
Did we ever hear what was wrong?
No.
All right. So
I said that part.
No,
I said the availability.
Excuse me, can I say something? Mm-hmm. It wasn't directive. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a roundabout, but it wasn't directive. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the ding on top of it. Yeah.
Is it because you just didn't want to hear it? Because I thought I spoke very clearly.
You know, well, a lot of people have, and excuse me, Walt, a lot of people have different learning styles.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Me, you know, as a coach, I'm more direct with it.
Okay.
In lamest terms, bam, wham, bam. You know,
Okay.
instead of going all around about with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It just kind of be so. If you say, well, you know, why do women have a problem with it? Women have a problem with it because I think this.
Okay, so can I answer that now?
Yeah,
I think
please.
women have a problem with it because there is no accountability. I think that your availability is limited. I don't think that you'll have the attention that I need you to have for me. I think that there's going to be a lot of extras involved, and the thought that you may not be able to meet my need, one of the things that we said women need is security. And if you're not available, you kind of take away my security.
Okay.
So you kind of have to be built for that, then.
Yeah, right. That's a really good perspective. Yeah. It's really
But you got to be built for it.
Absolutely.
Somebody got to be built for that lifestyle.
Bro, listen.
But that,
everybody.
but that don't really explain healthy. Like we keep talking about this word healthy.
Yeah.
And we ain't really define what healthy is.
Okay, yeah.
Well, you've been saying that. You all have been saying that, right? What healthy is.
I mean, I want to hear from Walt, like, because
Yeah.
we need to talk about. He said,
Yeah.
he asked a question about healthy.
Okay.
So
Well, what I mean by healthy is like the village. Come on.
oh, you going back to that?
Yeah, come on through then. Teaching, you know what I mean? Like in the old day where the lady down the street can beat your ass.
Yeah. Then you get your ass whipped all the way down the street till you get home.
That helps with accountability.
Right.
The question I want to ask, another question. It might be a statement, but no, it's a question. Is it possible for a woman, say for example, if you had a sister who would come by and help you with all of your day-to-day activities?
Come on now.
She took care of all that, going to the grocery store and all that stuff, just helping you in every way. And there was no way possible she could have sex with your man. Would you be with it?
I was waiting for that. Yes. So here's the thing. I am all for a cohort. I am all for a help. I mean, and even though I know it is not a very popular thing to do, you know, I wasn't raised in my grandmother's house, but I was raised around my grandmother. And so I saw my grandmother serve people. I saw her serve, you know, the community, you know, yes, we called her Mama Rose. I saw my grandma, who had 10 of her own kids, still take people kids in, still, you know, feeding them. Hell, my husband, one of them, you know, I saw her tend to people's needs. I saw her not make lunch just for my uncles, but for their coworkers. I saw that. You know what I'm saying? So I know that exists. I implement some of that into my life. You know, if someone dies, you know, we have the joke of what you taking over to the family, because they know that that's a part of my character, that I want to serve, you know, my people or whatever. And so the issue that I have is why, and that again is when I say the lust is rooted in there, because if I can help this sister out, you know, maybe she's down, she's had a surgery, you know, maybe she's just been sad. Maybe she's got 5 kids and I mean, I got 2 and I know how that could be stressed out. If I can go over there and help clean, if I could take a covered dish, if I can do drop-offs or whatever, that's fine. The issue I have is when I have to cross over, or when the expectation is that it's going to cross over into a romantic relationship with her or her husband, because nowadays you don't know, and or her husband. So the cohort is fine. I believe that we should have the village. I think that the village does not exist. And I think that a lot of it is because of this, because that trust is not there. You can't trust your brother with your wife. You can't trust your sister with your husband. You know what I'm saying? And these people could be very useful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They could be very giving. However, when those lines are crossed, why does it have to be that we have to be in a romantic relationship? Why can't it be if you have these needs? You know, we say the men need sex. They need you to be their buddy. They need to have, you know, a house into a home. And then they need to know that, you know, you're going to be there for them, that respect, the respect and you being there for them. If you can't get all of that in one woman, and let's just say, okay, I'm going to find 5, then you only need to have sex with number 1. Why are you having sex with 1, 2, 3, and 4? You know what I'm saying? And then the thing is, why can't we have, and this is the accountability part of it.
Is that to protect the woman's feelings, though? Is that to
As far
protect
as
her
what?
feeling? Because what I'm hearing you so far say is, yeah, she can lay in the bed with us as long as she don't.
No.
As long as she don't, you know what I'm saying?
Why do
she
we
can
get
be a part,
there?
Hold on. As long as she can be a part of the village, and we can raise, we can do all the village things as long as we don't do the.
No.
You know, do.
No. So how do I need to say that differently so you
Okay.
understand it? Because I'm saying, like he say, the lady down the street. Why can't I be the lady down the street that come and take your children to school? Why can't I be the lady down the street that's coming and bringing a covered dish and going back home? I don't think it needs to. I don't need to dwell in your household to help you.
Can I say something?
So what was your reason for asking that?
Cause I think because I posed this question on a lot of my coworkers, male and female, and that was the only hook. That was the only hang up. Is that I would be down for all of that. But the only hang up is no sex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With my husband or whatever. I think that first of all, we're looking at it from a dysfunctional part because, as like I say right now, systematically we are screwed up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. It sounds like it's still about sex to me.
But if that's gonna come.
Even at first, I was listening to her. I'm like, oh, it's about sex for the lady. But it sound like you advocating for it. The sex. Can you have the community without the sex?
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Can you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Because that's the hook.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
So here we go.
Hold on one second.
Okay. Let the professor cook now.
You know, the reason why I'm saying this, and sex gonna be the hook of everything. When you're dealing with men and women.
Right.
That's the hook. I don't care what you're saying.
It is. That's reality.
That's reality. So if you're hanging around, you at the job, and cool ass brother who ain't looking for nothing. After a while, y'all talking too much and hanging around too much. You know what it is. You know what's gonna be.
Job boyfriend. Everybody got a job boyfriend.
The devil is a lie.
really.
I don't.
The
Not
opportunity.
really. Well, I mean, a lot of people.
Oh, well, hey, I mean, you got your position. I'm just saying,
Yeah, a lot
not
of
really.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I'm just saying that's math. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be
Oh,
hanging
you
around.
saying the mouth.
Yeah, if you hang around sooner or later, if the opportunity presents itself, because I might not be on my shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I might not be sending flowers, saying, baby, I love you all the time, or whatever. Everybody gonna miss them all. Everybody ain't got it together. Let's just say that. Everybody
I
ain't got
agree.
it together.
Tell
So that one little opening, when he say, you know, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. She may take the opportunity.
Why does it have to?
I'm
Here's
just saying that I'm
It
not
happens
saying
a
that
lot.
I'm not. That's not the reason
Okay.
I'm advocating. What I'm saying is, like I said, you line all the women up on one side of the room and line all the men up on the other side of the room. Everybody pick their one person and go live happily ever after. You're gonna have about 2 million women left.
I agree.
And it's gonna be pulsating, and they ain't gonna have it. They ain't gonna be able to get it. That what you saying?
They gonna go on with each other.
They
They gonna go with each other. Like I said, they gonna go with each other, or they gonna go with somebody else.
And that is an option, but still, there could be that these women just want to be over here. The thing is so much in that. It's so much in that. And it's still everything, and you all have not said anything to disprove what I'm saying. Lust. It's lust. Because if you take the sex away, so if we're saying,
You just said it though. I
Listen,
want to hear from you now. 'Cause
but what
to
he
me,
said-
it was to me. It sounded like
Eventually,
I didn't.
is if you want to show appreciation, it's gonna.
Oh,
happen.
that's what it is.
Yeah, if you can do that.
if you want to, sex is appreciation.
Like Mike said, other
you want to show appreciation.
I love to show appreciation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But make sure I'm appreciated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like Mike
So-
said, I mean, cut
No,
you.
you
Just like
straight,
Mike
you
said
straight.
the other week, last episode,
It's hard.
it's our nature.
Yeah.
It's in our nature. Just like it's in y'all nature to be emotional. Y'all can't turn that off sometimes.
Negatively emotion, because remember, happiness is emotion.
Do we
joy
agree
is
that it's in a
emotion.
man's nation, in his nature?
Yeah.
I mean, you hearing from? I mean, every man that kind of said,
I have
hey,
said it.
It's hard.
I have said that men need those 4 things.
Okay.
Sex is one of them. I don't think you need to get it from everywhere. Again, this is the mental health coach in me.
Okay.
Deal with your issues so that when you grow up, you don't have to be a horn dog, and that's how you get therapy. When I say it is, I love when you say, I hated it, but I loved it. Women can F a man up. This is a way, in my opinion, that men turn around and F women up. Because what you're saying ultimately is, let's say you have this woman that has had these issues. She's not healthy. You're not healthy. She's not healthy. Now y'all together, y'all making all of this, whatever you want to call it, situationship, polygamy, polyandrous, whatever it is, whatever it is. And so in her mind, I'm really trying to get this love, from my dad, or maybe I was molested by my uncle, or whatever it is that I'm in this codependent relationship with you in, or whatever. And so we're just sexing, and it's fulfilling both of us. But then the day that I come home, and now that I'm ready to get it on, you over here. You know what I'm saying? Then now I'm having to deal with my situation that, okay, it wasn't really about the sex. It was about this other thing that I'm going through or whatever. So then now what I'm going to do over here.
Or it sounds like she can't never measure up.
And that's the thing.
She can't never measure up.
So now I got
this. If it's in our nature, you can't never measure up to.
I'm not
to
enough.
fulfilling all that.
Feel me?
Now I'm not good enough, and it's not that I'm not good enough for your sex. I'm not good enough.
Mentally.
And so you've damaged.
I'm just throwing it out there for the audience.
The situation that the professor was saying, as far as like he is educating his wife on the morals and the values that he wants his children, to carry on. It doesn't take other women to come in and do that. If they did, they can do that verbally. They don't have to live in their household. If something were to happen to him, like he said, if he died, his wife is going to go on and teach his children his morals and his values. That doesn't have anything to do with another woman coming to live there and sleeping with him. He's investing in his wife. If you have a partner, you're investing in your partner. You don't wait and be like, oh, now things are getting bad or whatever. So now you got options. There's that lack of accountability. Be accountable. If you have a need, the first thing, if we're in a partnership, come and tell me. If we work at a corporation and this corporation decides that we're going to have, dress down Fridays, but they never told me about it, I'm still wearing my suits on Friday. I'm not responsible for what I don't know. If you have a need that's unspoken, I need you to come and say, hey, babe, I don't like this. Or, hey, babe, I kind of do want sex in a day. If that's the thing, if you have a drive, a lustful drive, let us lust it up. Give me the opportunity to feel that. Give me the opportunity to keep our home clean. Give me the opportunity to put these morals that you have in the children. Invest that time in me. Don't split it 5 ways. Come to me one-on-one. Babe, this is this. 2 ways, 3 ways. See how much, if you invest in just this one thing and you give it your all. And like you say, it's not always about the person stepping out cheating. If I died, let's have built something so strong. Yeah. Not that you never want to date again, but now that you with this next woman, you healthy. You're not in there like, who was it, Isaac? They got to go send for your mom to encourage you or whatever, but you're strong-minded because what we had was strong.
Right, but see, my thing is, if that's...
Can I say something real quick? And I think we all can agree, right, on this panel that there's an influx of women to men, right?
Yeah, the ratio.
So, and let me get to where I'm going, sis. And this is a question posed for all women, right? If, and to your point, well, because we both have said it, if you line all the women up over here, right, and line all the men up over here, and you still gonna have women that's left over, right? Mm-hmm. So for the women that have men, right, what then you do say? What do you tell your sisters? What would you say to your sisters?
I mean, what is the message that's needed? I guess that's where I'm lost, because here again we're assuming that all these women want to have a relationship.
And we assuming, and I think we also assuming that.
I think it's a need.
But we also assuming that everybody's supposed to be in a relationship.
Yeah, everybody wants somebody.
But I don't think that's true. I don't think we can make that blanket thought that everybody want to be in a relationship and everybody's supposed to be in a relationship. All our purpose on this earth, every woman ain't meant to be a child.
Yeah, you have plenty of people that have been single until they were 50-something years old, and then they get into a relationship. A lot of times, it's not for the relationship part of it, a lot of times it's for self-building, self-awareness. Like, what are you doing? If you, again, I keep going back to that marinade. If the marinade was polluted, you really do need some time to invest in self and self-awareness to dilute that marinade before you can say that. And I'm woman enough to say not every woman is going to be there. I'm woman enough to say that my husband didn't marry a mentally healthy person. He didn't marry an aware person. You know what I'm saying? And I dare not say I sit in a seat of perfection right now. You know, he has this thing where he say, oh, we had to F around and find out. I don't like that terminology. It works. People understand it. Yeah, my thing is we're lifing. We're lifing together. And that's going to have ups. That's going to have downs. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean... it is my strong one true desire to meet his every need. Okay. I can't say that that's his. If it is, hallelujah. I'm speaking from me. And so it would be different when you flip that thing around, because again, this is Perspectives with the Kings. Mm-hmm. If there were a bunch of women up here and there was a man who spoke about it, how would you feel knowing that, like you say, you can't even see it. You can know about it, but it need to be over there. But when you come home, you got Charles, you got Fred, and you got Robert. And you don't know who I'm entertaining. And maybe it ain't even a sex thing. I may be just sitting up there laughing too hard with Robert. I may be smiling because it's like, Robert, what? Robert, you so silly, boy. Oh, what? Yes. You mad. You mad because, like you say, men are territorial. Yeah. And God forbid you come home, you ready. But me and Fred in there, and we beating it down.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna say that that's good.
Yes, I
like
would.
That's gonna be a big thing.
So how was it okay though? Like back in the days, right? And you know, I hate to take it back to slavery and stuff like that.
That's a good reference.
But how was it that women back then understood, and nowadays women don't understand?
That's part of the problem,
Even in the 80s.
right? Let me tell you this. In my opinion, this is a Tommyism. That's part of our problem right here.
Hold on, I'm trying to understand. What do they understand?
They understood the nature of a man.
Yeah, come on. And what we mean? How we know they understood? Like, educate us. Yeah.
So it's like this, right? Going back to the example that I made earlier. If a woman is always, I ain't gonna say always, it's not all women, but a lot of times, you know, a man could provide for you know, multiple households, and they were okay with that. They understood that, you know. But nowadays, it's like they don't understand. It's always been like that since the very beginning.
Hey, y'all be putting me on.
So
it's been like this.
Do you hear this? Provide for? There go that money.
It's been
money.
There go that money.
Independent.
No,
Come on, Kev.
No.
There go that money. How he providing?
Hey.
What you talking, Mike?
He
Providing how?
got a good ass talk game is what he got.
No, he providing.
He know how to make sure them feelings feel real good.
And he providing.
He know how to make. Hey, it's a lot of men out there that ain't got no money, but they know how to make.
They're available.
Right, and no money, the key phrase.
But what he just said was back in the day, they provided. He ain't talking about the men now.
That's an assumption though that every man provided through
But at the same token, women were submissive.
I hear you, Tommy.
Submitted to
I hear you, but I got too many examples in my head. Like I can't expose the people, but I got too many examples. This broke ass niggas out there that done sat up there and had plenty of women.
I agree.
And them women happy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because
and they dishing the money out to the man.
Right.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm not contending against that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that goes against the very of the very things that all of y'all have said as far as like the hierarchy. That goes against it, because what we talked about way back in the months ago was that the man should be leading, that the man should be the caretaker, that the man should be the provider. So when you take and you move him out of his space, if something doesn't fit, if it's slow and not moving or whatever, to me that's dysfunctional.
Okay.
That's dysfunctional. What if anything happened?
He's still providing, ain't he?
Yeah, he still providing.
How's he providing? How's he providing?
No, he ain't got it. Ain't about the money.
But that's where I'm going. So how's he providing?
Huh?
When you say how's he providing?
Saying, man, you done taught us on so many episodes that it's not about providing just financially.
So I'm asking you, when you just said that, is he still providing? Is he still providing in what way?
Yeah, so the way I'm looking at it is the dude is providing because he's meeting your emotional needs.
Provision.
He's meeting your spiritual needs.
Yes.
He been daddy.
Good job.
He been daddy.
That's right.
And he know where he line
He
up.
in line.
That's right.
I love it.
That's right.
That's what I'm looking for.
Come on.
Because like I said, 90% of the time, that provide is the money. And so are we paying for mistreatment? Are we paying for dis-ease? You know,
Man, y'all keep fucking me up with this
Kevin,
money
you know
shit.
that money thing is a thing.
all I'm saying is, I hear you, Tommy, just because it is a thing, like you keep telling us in this session, that don't mean it's right.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a thing, but it ain't the only thing.
And it's definitely shouldn't be
So
the
we
right thing.
got to help some sisters out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you eliminate money right now, right now, I clap. Everybody money going out their pockets in the bank. Now what's happening?
90%. It
It's
sounds
on.
like 90%
It
of
really
women
on now.
gonna start fucking us up.
Right.
I don't think.
It sounds because they all jacked up, Tommy.
And a lot of them
Now,
won't even
if-
be
now,
with the
if-
men that they with now because
on,
they don't
now,
really
You
love them.
listen,
They
you know
love
I'm
them
gonna keep it
for
real with
something
you.
other- yeah.
I do agree that there's gonna be some issues with some women.
Okay.
And I also agree that there are gonna be some women whose man has shown them.
They're gonna adapt.
Baby, I got you.
Okay.
I got you. What is that movie
believe
big
that
when he
too.
say I'm gonna come out with a chinchilla coat on, like if you put me in the forest with some wild rabbits in a bed, like I'm telling you, there are some women who let's put this out here again. There are some women who are effing men up. There are some women who are misusing men and their vulnerability. There are some women who don't know how to receive a man and in his weakness. They just see him as weak.
They should
It's-
do him
and
like
that's
that if he
an
let
issue.
them. They
It's a
should
lot
do
of
him like
men.
that.
That's wrong.
It's a lot of
They
men
should do
effing
them
some
like
women
that.
up
We
too.
let
If they ain't coming, so what I hear Paul saying is, I'm coming to the table and I'm telling you up front, hey, this is what it is.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna have this chick, I'm gonna have that chick.
been here.
And we all together as one. This our village.
This how it go.
But to that scenario you gave earlier, where it was just, hey, this innocent little young lady, she come to the table. You said she was unhealthy. I was hoping you was gonna say she healthy. She healthy. She come to the table. She don't have a clue. She don't have a clue that she get into a relationship with a dude that got he an alley cat.
A polygynist.
He an alley cat.
Cat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She don't have a clue.
All right.
That's when we start fucking women up.
Yeah.
And so he's saying, because for me, I was trying to make sense out of this.
Okay.
He's saying they coming into the situation knowingly. Right?
I don't tell no
I don't know if
lies
it's
or
right.
cheat, no nothing. That's a coward. If
Yeah,
you
I
can't
think-
be honest with your woman, let her know straight up you ain't that man. That's just the bottom line. You might well go that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, shit. Well, hey, we're gonna say that's the perspective real quick.
That's a perspective.
That's a perspective.
It's a perspective.
When the race, gotta take your time. I came a long, long way behind. Graduate, but they hate your shine. Business who can gon' pay the fine. Swear to God, I ain't taking mine. No Lord, can you make a sign? Your perspective's my perspective, so respect my state of mind. All of my brothers progressive, yeah, all of my brothers impressive. Keep it gun, all my brothers expressive. What you talking is just my perspective. All of my brothers protective. Come together, my brothers reflective. All for one, we are running collective. What you talking is just my perspective.